morning, Cambridge Springs Elementary. This is Mrs. Walsh bringing you today's virtual art instruction. Follow along and have a great time. I know we will. Hi, boys and girls. I just got home and I remembered all those materials I told myself to take home so I could finish the woven owl with you today. My paper was folded in half. Inside, I have my finished weaving. I have my eyes. I have my painting. Let's start with the painting. Set the eyes, the weaving, and the background paper aside for now. Get your weaving and place it in front of you. And I want you to flip it over to your name side. I want you to pick up the long side of the paper and I want you to bend it back so that the amount of the painting you see is about equal to the amount of the white stripe above it. So once you have this equal to this, you can crease it down. You wouldn't want it to be shorter while this is wider. You wouldn't want this to be wider and this shorter. You want to try to make the painted rectangular strip and the white back strip the same size. When you have it, crease it down. We're going to cut the painting apart on that crease. If you don't have scissors, you could tear it carefully. So now, once I cut down the crease, I have a large rectangular painting and I have a skinny rectangular painting. We're gonna tear these into strips, and those strips, as you know, become the wings of the owl. I'm gonna start with the skinnier strip first. I'm gonna set the larger one aside. I need it to be, this would technically be landscape direction. I'm gonna push with my thumb, pull with my opposite finger, and tear a strip of paper off. You're trying to make this white torn edge. That's what's gonna give the owl's wing that textural look that looks really cute in the finished product. So you're just going to go all the way down this strip, tearing pieces of paper, always in the same direction. Think of them as the bird's feathers. So you want them to stay in one piece and you want them to be a nice length all the way across that strip that you cut separate from the other one. And I will speed up the camera while I get this done. Starting now. Ta-da! There are my short strips all torn into pieces. Set these aside into a pile. Grab the larger piece of the painting. It's really simple. We're going to do that all over again, making longer strips for the feathers on the wing. So start at the top corner, use your thumb to push down, use your opposite hand's first finger, and you may have to change positions as you get halfway across the paper. Move that hand so it now helps from below, and peel off a strip. All the way across, trying to make it one long strip like a longer feather for the bird's wings. You get the idea, so I'm gonna speed the camera up again while I do this. If you need extra time, just pause the camera. Ta-da! All my long strips are now torn. I'm gonna set those aside, but keep them separate from the smaller ones. So you'll need a pile of the larger ones and a pile of the smaller ones. Now, I want you to get your eyes and the weaving that we had done in class. The bottom of the weaving is gonna be the end that does not have your name. Down here at the bottom, we're just gonna shave these bottom two corners off so it's rounded. So take a pair of scissors and come across and just round off the corners instead of leaving it those straight 90-degree angles. And then we're going to do the other side as well. So the bottom of our owl now has a rounded area. The top is still straight. Take your eyes, cut them out on that black line we drew to make our eyes. Set my scraps aside. Get your black background paper. Open it all the way up. My crease is right here. This is probably too big for my screen, so know that this is the halfway point of my paper from side to side. And I am gonna glue this owl down so he's in the middle of the paper and a little bit tilted off to one side. It doesn't matter whether you tilt to the left or tilt to the right. I'm gonna take my glue. You can use glue stick, you can use wet glue, you can use anything you have, and put glue all the way around the edge. And once I have glue on the back, I'm gonna flip my weaving over carefully and press it down flat. Give it just a nice little smoothing so it stays flat on your paper. Your eyes are gonna get glued right above where the weaving starts, not at the top of the paper. Drop it down and hide your name and affix the eyes right above where your first strip is. A little bit of glue around the edge. Make it look like the shape of what you cut out. Carefully flip it over and glue your eyes down above the owl's body. Next step, if you have a white pencil or a white crayon, or you're lucky enough to have a white gel pen, we're just gonna go below the eyes on both sides of the owl. Let me slide this so you see the whole paper. And I'm gonna take and do a little curved line to show me where the top of the wing is gonna be. I'm gonna go to the other side, right off the corner of the owl's eyes, and do a second curve line. And then what happens from there? I'm gonna work one wing at a time. I'm gonna start with the long strips I tore first. I take a strip, got my glue stick out this time, put glue just on about the top inch of your glued strip and place it on top of the wing line you drew, and let the rest of this fly free. One by one, you put about an inch at the top of the strip and glue it down. And you do probably want to stop once you've got, I don't know, say 5 or 6 across this one wing, because you're going to want to check and see how many you have left to do the other wing. You don't want to end up gluing 10 down on this side and find out you only have 5 left for the other side. So this is my 5th wing feather on this side. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are for the other side. And then I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. So that means I can put 4 more on this side and 3 more for the other side. I'm going to save these for the other side and use up the rest of these for this side, so I have enough for both wings. Don't just start gluing, have a plan. 2 more should be just about perfect. 1 there. And last but not least on this side, 1 here. Now, I take the smaller strips. I'm gonna do this entire wing first. Then when I do the other wing, I'm gonna speed the camera up. I'm going to take the smaller ones, still put about an inch of glue at the top, and overlap the shorter ones in between every 2 longer ones. So it's creating this wing curtain effect, overlapping the short ones on top of the longer ones. And I'm not worrying about where the colors go. I just want to overlap and create texture in these wings. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short ones. Make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the other side. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So I'm gonna give 3 more to this side and 2 to the other side, because I think that side the wing's gonna be a little bit shorter. I was closer to the edge of the paper. I'm gonna finish up this wing with you, overlapping the small ones on top of the large ones. There is wing 1. And I have enough painting left to do wing 2. I'm gonna do this for you, but I'm gonna speed up the camera again. If you need more time than that, just pause the video. I'll see you in a sec. Voila! Both wings have been glued on. And I always forget I need a little bit of that painting to do the tufts, the ears on top of my owl's head. So what I do, I get a little clever. I just come down to the bottom of one of the long strips and I peel the end off in the shape of a triangle. So there's one ear tuft I pulled off. I'll go to the next one over here and I'll just pull another little triangle off this one. So nobody's ever gonna notice the difference. I take those 2 little tufts to the top of my owl's head, and they're gonna tuck underneath of his ears in a triangular shape on both sides. Use a tiny bit of glue underneath there to get it to stick. There's one side, there's the other side. Now, the last thing is what we practiced the first day that you were home with your virtual art lesson. Using white crayon, white pencil, white gel pen, all around the owl, you can do a crescent moon in the sky. And remember I talked about how I was drawing on white paper, so I think I colored in my moon, what was it, blue, I think? Now you'll see why I color it in, because when you're doing it on the black paper and you want the moon to be white, you have to color it in to make it white. So there's our little crescent moon. Let's do some stars, 5 pointed up in the sky, here, there, and everywhere. Even below the owl too. The whole thing is the night sky behind him. Some galaxy swirls like a snail shell. Sometimes you go clockwise, sometimes you go counterclockwise. Sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're quite small. But add some galaxy swirls around there too. End of the day, I must be getting tired. Can't speak right. Very cute. Here, there, everywhere. And I think we have one more thing. Don't we have to do those twinkles? Straight up, straight across, diagonal, diagonal. Straight up, straight across, diagonal, diagonal. Twinkles in the night sky as well. Representing stars that are too far away to truly see the points. Just beautiful, isn't it? And then I think somebody, probably that Lily Zellhaver, reminded me that some of these stars we made were shooting stars. So we take a star and we put some marks around it like it's moving. Shooting star. And there, boys and girls, is your woven owl. I promised we would finish it together, and now we have. Now, here's what I need from you. Take a picture of it on your iPad. Upload that picture to your Google Classroom so that I can see it and give you credit for finishing your beautiful woven owl. Thanks for spending time with me, finishing your owls, and enjoying your virtual art lesson. Have a great day.